Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Monday, January the 14th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here today. The Dow Jones was up close to 19 points, closing out the session up 18.89. The Nasdaq was down 8.13, and the S&P 500 was down 1.37 points here. We take a look at the breadth. Pretty much was mixed across the board today. We had 3,102 issues declining. We had 3,021 issues advancing. We take a look at the stocks making new highs and new lows, or the issues, I should say. We had 570 issues making new highs and 36 issues making new lows on the NASDAQ, NYSE, and AMEX. And that goes for the declining and advancing, too. Those numbers are from the NASDAQ, the AMEX, and the NYSE. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY daily chart here. The SPY was down 10 cents for the day here. All right, not much action today. We sold off a little bit on the open, which we discussed in our midday market update, which you can find on our YouTube channel at My Wall Street TV. If you like the videos, make sure you subscribe to that channel. And we sold off all the way from the open on the ES of 1465 all the way down to 1460. And again, that was the level that we gave out to our followers and our subscribers of the room. Well, actually, not even our subscribers, because the room is actually free right now. But we gave that out to everybody that follows us in the room, that comes in the room here. And we called the 1460 as a perfect level to look for some buyers. And that was the low of the day, 1460.29 or so. So either way, the buy the dip setups continue to remain, gold, as you can say, during the intraday trading session here. And now looking at the SPY, as long as we can continue to remain above this 146.39 level, which was prior resistance right here, which so far has now been acting as support since we're holding above it, we're going to be looking for a breakout over this 147.20 resistance level. We take out 147.20. Next resistance level really isn't until 148.11. And all that action above it should act as just some clean space to run up for the fact that there's really no consolidation up here, just really this this candlestick that we had from the reversal that we made back here the week of September the 16th or so, September the 15th, I believe that was. What date was that here? That date was September the 14th, okay? So we're above all these moving averages. The SPY looks pretty good. Continue to buy the dip until it changes. Let's take a look at the triple Qs. All right. The triple Qs down 30 cents today. All right. Down 0.45%, close to 0.5%, closing the session out at $66.96. We continue to remain in this range here as well. Again, this price action is still pretty decent as long as we can continue to hold above this 66.20 level. Remember this area that we talked about yesterday in the weekend review is supply. All right, supply. Where does that supply come from? All the way from this little consolidation that happened right here. This action right here, this action right here. So there's a lot of price action right here, and that's probably why we're just kind of building this nice little high base so we can have some momentum to try to push to the 67.38 level. If we don't break over 67.30 and we start to roll over, well, I'm pretty sure you can have some people go short the market up here with a stop right above 67.38. Now, if you guys recalled in the previous videos that I showed you guys examples of what happens when you break through a supply area. And you guys could go back to the previous videos and see what I'm talking about there. So in any case here, triple Qs are looking good. If we break above 67.38, that's good. If we break below today's lows, we could come back all the way down here towards 66.22. I'm pretty impressed how Apple held up today with that news that they were cutting their orders from their suppliers. The stock didn't get hit that much. I mean, it was down 3.57%, but I mean, as far as intraday trading action getting hit, that type of deal, it didn't sell off like I thought it would intraday. It gapped down, but if you're looking to make heavy profits on Apple today to the short side, that didn't come to fruition. So I mean, if Apple starts to hold below the key 500 level, look forward to get some selling. Until then, I will have to say I'm a little bit impressed how Apple was holding up today. I mean, just go ahead and take a look at the 15-minute chart here, and you can see it pretty much traded sideways. I mean, if you were a trader looking to get long Apple today and you were buying it around the 500 level, you did pretty well right there. You did pretty well right there. So I mean, Apple held up pretty well today, if aside from the gap down. But again, we'll see tomorrow what happens. If it breaks below 500 and sells off tomorrow, that's definitely going to cause for some selling pressure in the Qs. But I mean, taking a look at this weekly chart, this weekly chart is not looking too damn pretty if you are long Apple and hoping that it goes back up with the earnings coming out next week. This thing could be set up for a disaster. Why? You have your big down move. You have your big sideways action right here. This is indicative of a bear flag forming on the weekly chart. If we were to continue to hold below this, if we were to hold below this 500 level, this could get ugly. So we'll see. I have no positions in Apple, but I do know people that they love to trade Apple every day. Some do well, and some get chopped up. So we'll see. Anyways, let's take a look at the IWM. IWM daily chart up 5 cents today, closing the session up at $87.39. Again, the IWM as well, trying to build a nice little base here. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Needs to break above 87.75. So far for the past 3 sessions or so here, past 4 sessions, including today, we've been holding this 87 level. So as long as we can continue to hold above 87, maybe look for some more high base consolidation in this little area right here for a push up higher. I do like how the moving averages are coming up. However, if we break below 87, look for a move possibly back down towards 86 to kind of recheck that little gap, that we had from the gap up when we came back on the second to trade. When we came back for the first session of the new year here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the dollar futures chart to see what the dollar did today. The dollar was weak today, having some more selling pressure today. And again, I do believe that the dollar could possibly be making its way back towards 79, and then if we break below 79, this could get real ugly. So we're going to be keeping our eyes on these commodity stocks, on some of these key stocks and these key companies that do a lot of business overseas, that when the dollar goes down, it makes their product cheap to buy from overseas individuals, and usually causes a boost in revenue, which in turn means more profits for the company and a higher share price. So that's going to be usually your industrial stocks, your heavy equipment stocks, like your Caterpillar, your Joe I Global, stuff like that. But we'll see how it plays out. Again, if the market conditions are weak, then those stocks are obviously going to roll over. But just something to keep in mind. The commodities would be the first thing you would look at if the dollar was to remain weak, obviously, and then I would say go look at some of those key sector stocks and sector plays that you could probably trade off that idea as well. GLD continues to hold this 160 level. That looks pretty good. I like how it's trying to get more familiar with this 160 base, and hopefully we could build a little higher base right here to try to break out. You can see we're trading pretty much in a range between 160 and 162.75. Once we could get out of this little area right here, we'll be looking for gold to make a nice move to the top side. Reason why I say top side, you guys can go to the weekend review video and see why, but I do like gold. And, I'm not a buyer yet. I'm waiting for it to show us some conviction. But when it does show us some conviction, we'll be all set and ready to go, and we won't be stuck like a deer in headlights. We would actually be, getting the trades on, putting the money to work, I should say. All right, so let's see what else is out there, shaking and baking. Just fix this up real quick here for us. And you guys can see the range right there. All right, well, actually, let me go over the gold futures chart because I like to look at the gold futures chart more than the GLD. And you can see here, gold futures chart still holding that key trend line that I've been highlighting for you guys. I will keep on highlighting for you guys as long as we can continue to stay above the 1640 level. And hopefully we can get a push maybe back up towards that 1700, 1695 area or so, all the way up here, and then see what happens from there. If we roll over, if we continue to trade sideways and we start trading lower and we start to see some sellers come in gold, if we break back below the 1640 level, we could get some serious selling the gold. And, whatever happens, we'll be prepared for it, and we'll keep you guys up to date with that. Let's go and take a look at the GDX today. Commodities were pretty much flat across the board. GDX gapped right into that little channel line that I was showing you guys here. All right, and as you can see, it got rejected. So we'll watch it tomorrow. We'll watch it, for the next couple of days here and see if it starts to try to break through that level and chomp through that level. Because when it does, we'll be looking for a move back up towards these highs up here. All right, we'll keep you guys updated with that. SLV, silver, what did silver do today? I like SLV a little bit better than the gold just because how it's set up right here. SLV will trigger along. If it breaks over 30.15, first target will be up here towards 30.58, which coincides with this declining 50-day simple moving average and this 200-day exponential moving average around the 30.58 level. All right. What else do I want to take a look at? That. Okay, let's take a look at the volatility index. Volatility index up 16 cents today. Nothing crazy there. Still doesn't seem like there's any heavy selling going on in the markets today. Every time we sell it, the dip buyers come in like we've been stating, and that continues to remain the trade. Volatility index not doing anything right at the moment. All right, so let's talk about some stocks that look interesting today. I already went over Apple. All right, again, Apple is not looking like Apple does not look like it's getting any type of reversal yet. Wait for signals if you're looking for that reversal, but do not try to pick the bottoms. Wait for some conviction to come in and some buyers to show up. Amazon, a great stock that we called out today in our chat room for a long. I plan on doing a trade review on this on my site. All right, and then I'll post it on the Wall Street trading site, hopefully. Or if not, you can come to my site and check it out. You guys should know where to find that. If not, you can contact me and I'll show you where to follow. Actually, go to channelguidetrader.com and you guys can see that there. I post a lot of the videos that we do for for the My Wall Street TV and stuff. I post those over there as well. So in the case, Amazon, nice day, triggered through 270, closed up near the high still, and we were involved in this day, looking for a continuation on this one here, and it looks pretty good to go. You can also take a look at another trade that we called out today was RIG. The whole idea on RIG was that it was up too much. We were looking to fade RIG. We actually got short RIG at a great level during the day, which I highlight in the video. But I wasn't expecting a full gap like this, and therefore I would not collect all the profit on it. But hey, it was a great trade, low risk, nice 4-to-1 trade in the chat room that we called out. But RIG, definitely a stock that looks like it needs to come in a little bit more. It just looks like it got a little bit too excited off these lows, and that news came out that acted as another catalyst and just pushed it up. And today was definitely a day to take profits. What else? What other stocks are looking pretty decent? Netflix continues to perform well. Looks pretty good. Got a nice little close above this little gap down window right here, the low of 101.79. So we closed above 101.79. The next resistance level on Netflix is around the 110 area. Not saying that it can make it there one day, but you never know. You know how Netflix has a lot of news announcements during the day lately, and how the stock, when it catches momentum, it really catches momentum. So keep Netflix on watch. What else? Best Buy. We call this one out in the chat room for breakout in the afternoon. Continue to watch Best Buy. This one looks like it could be picking up some momentum here. Keep it on watch. A break over today's high of 1467 could really get this thing going up towards the next resistance area around the 1628 area. What else? Anything else? Keep your eye on some of these energy stocks. I like NBL. NBL has a nice looking weekly chart. Stocks just about close to making all-time highs, or if not, let's see here. The high of this is 105.90. The high of this monthly chart is 105.46. The high of this right here is 105.11. So the stock has already made new all-time highs. One of the stronger energy stocks out there. Whenever we have a nice day where the market's up and the energy stocks are acting well, you want to make sure you take a look at NBL. Let's see what some of the other energy stocks are doing. APC doing nothing. Pretty much they're holding that 77 level. Not doing anything interesting yet, but it is holding that level, so it could be forming some type of high base right here between 77 and 79, and possibly giving us a trigger to the top side. Let me take a look at the 60-minute chart real quick, see how that's shaping up, and that looks a little bit interesting to me. Why? Because you have this. Let me zoom back out. Sorry about that. Because you have this nice up move, and then you kind of have this little sideways looking channel forming right here. I have this one on watch because this one's going to trigger a buy. If it breaks this upper trend line, breaks over these little highs right here, then this high, this thing can get a nice movement bar. Looks pretty good. What else? Take a look at some of the banks. Goldman Sachs came in today, was down $1. They have earnings coming out, I believe, on Wednesday. We'll keep that one on watch. I still think some of these banks are looking good, but they need to pull in. You can't buy the banks up here. It's just too risky. J.P. Morgan down 26 cents today, still holding up, consolidating tight ranges. Again, I think this one needs to pull back as well. Could go higher, but we have these banks reporting earnings this week, so there's definitely going to be some volatility in them. I think starting Wednesday when the next major bank reports, I believe. If I'm wrong, send me an email and correct me. What else here, people? RIM, one of the other stocks that we called out in the chat room today. I wasn't trading the stock, but the guys were all over this stock, along with HPQ, which we'll take a look at here shortly. But RIM looks good. Next level of resistance on RIM is right here at 15. If we could continue to break and hold above 15, this thing could see a fast move up towards 17. I actually looked at the BlackBerry that they're coming out with, and it actually looks pretty nice. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how the RIM users migrate to that phone, if they migrate to that phone. So that's pretty interesting stuff going on right there. HPQ, another technology stock, another crappy technology stock that's starting to pick up some momentum and maybe turn the corner and get some buying action in the air. You can see the volume starting to pick up. It has this nice little strong uptrend going into the stock. Weekly chart looks pretty decent, and the monthly chart looks way oversold. I mean, the stock was at $55, say early 2010. All right, so now it's all the way down here at 15. And if they could get their company in order, this stock could at least go back to 25, I hope. So, looks pretty good. We have it on watch intraday because if you take a look at some of the action that's happening in the stock intraday and the momentum, even though this was a news event, the hourly chart is in a nice little uptrend here. All right, it is a nice little uptrend. It got the little break above that level, rally higher. Another break above this level, held at 1640, rally higher today. And, maybe a small pullback tomorrow. This thing can maybe go, shoot up to make some new highs here for the short-term new highs. All right, that's about it, folks. I hope you guys had a great trading day today. If you have not been to our chat room yet, it is mywallstreettv.com. The password to log in is SMART. We look forward to seeing you guys there. We have a lot of good action going on in the room. A lot of the people that are in the chat room actually contribute. And, we have a good team effort going on, and we're just building. We're actually growing pretty fast, so it's good stuff going on. So come join us and check us out. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.